As a former ambassador to Tanzania, I've seen firsthand what our work can do. I've seen lives saved, I've seen hopes raised, and I've seen historic progress in places like Zanzibar, where, quite literally, we stand on the threshold of eradicating this terrible disease. Since I've come back to America, I've come to realize that Zanzibar isn't a unique story. In fact, potentially, if we all dedicate ourselves to it, potentially it's just another chapter in a wonderful story. And I'm convinced as we gather here that we stand on the verge of something very special. I think that we have an opportunity, you and I, to score the first great humanitarian victory of this century, an end to malaria deaths. And I think the reason that we're going to get there is because we have new leaders who are emerging every single day in this cause. For example, I'm proud to announce this morning that the Congressional Malaria Caucus has more than doubled now since last year. Last September, we had 23 members. As of this morning, we have 53 members. And I just saw Congressman Payne, who told me that he signed up a few folks on the way here, so it's more than 53. On top of that, a joint resolution, which our honorees authored, passed the Senate unanimously just yesterday, and I'm told will shortly pass the House unanimously as well. And that resolution reaffirms America's leadership in that great cause. But of course, as we all know, the leadership that we're going to need can't just come from Capitol Hill. It has to come from all across government, all across the global health community, quite frankly, all across the globe. We can see evidence of that right here in this room. In addition to our special speakers who you'll hear from shortly, we have some great leaders here. Leaders like Admiral Tim Ziemer, the U.S. Malaria Coordinator. We have Ambassador Mark Dybel, who these days is the co-director of Georgetown's Center for Global Health. We're honored to have with us today African faith leaders from Kenya and Mozambique and Nigeria and Zambia. We have great organizational leaders from the global health community here. Johns Hopkins, CIFA, the Gates Foundation, the Global Health Council, Islamic Relief, Africa Fighting Malaria, PATH, PSI, GBC and the Corporate Alliance on Malaria in Africa, and their members ExxonMobil and Marathon Oil. We also have Ed Scott here. I mentioned Ed individually, and as far as I can tell, I think he launched almost all the organizations that I just mentioned.